Hey guys, welcome back to Thankfully Packed. My name is Chris. So, yesterday I went to Lowe's and Home Depot and I was only gonna look, you guys. I swear, I really mean it. I was just gonna see what they had in stock because I haven't been there in a while, but I did grab a few things and I'm really excited to show you. But first, let's go shopping.
All right, first up, Lowe's, which is basically where my self control comes to die because look at this whole plant section. This is the part where I tell myself I'm just looking, and we all know that it's a lie. We all know it. Last time I was here, there was nothing in stock, and they must have just gotten a fresh shipment in. Look at these little trellises with the dangling charms. I immediately thought I can do this myself. This would be so cute, but I'm imagining in the center maybe like a sun catcher charm or something that will like reflect the light and make rainbows. How cute would that be? Love it. Anyway, I had to stop by the Hoyas first because, as you may or may not know, I love Hoyas. I am obsessed. I'm trying to collect as many as I can. These weren't bad, but for $20, I feel like it could have been a little better. I think mostly what you're paying for is the pot and the trellis because this is like a regular Hoya splash over there. But yeah, not bad, Life Trends. I can see what you're trying to do here and I approve. So in the same section, I also found this thing, which I'll show you in a second, but it had a global green pothos in it, which is on my wish list. But for the price, I think it was a little bit too much. I think it was 20 something dollars. I didn't think it was worth it. I think what you're paying for is the structure that it's sitting in, which is really cool, honestly. I love seeing the layers of dirt, and I love the Maranta. Again, overpriced for just like a starter plant, but I do want a Maranta in my collection soon. A lot of common basic plants like some ficus, ferns, peperomias. I think they had some aglaonemas, but the standouts were definitely the pots and the planters and the accessories. Like, look at these. I wish you could feel them. They felt like unfinished clay. I love the etchings. I love the colors. Absolutely my vibe, and I appreciated all of it. Urban Jungle always has really cool looking stuff, so I'm not surprised. But at the same time, it was just nice to get like fresh eyes on what they have in stock today. I was having a good time, you guys. Ferns always look so amazing in these stores, and then I take them home and they immediately start planning their own funerals, so I rarely buy them. Maybe for a future terrarium, but yeah, not today. I really like these metal pots right here. Obviously you can't hear it, but I was tapping it and it made a really cool sound. But anyway, they're metal. They had the little dangling coin. Of course, they were holding a money tree. I love the combination. They even had the little red envelope on top. Really cool. Again, coming through with the cool pots. Like, look at this self-watering design. I love that. I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale though, but I do like this. It's just really structural. Love it. These little tulips that are holding the air plants were so freaking cute. They had different colors, and also the magnets were super freaking strong, which is important because the last thing I would want is my air plant to launch itself off the fridge. Here we have the water propagation vessels, which I love, but they are always wildly overpriced. So I admire them and then just wait for them to be on the clearance rack in a few weeks. Quick little pan through one of my favorite sections, the hanging baskets. I like this Tradescantia. The colors are always super inviting to me, like the purples and the greens. Love. And of course, we've got the classic golden pothos. These are definitely starter plants. $14, not bad for a plant that will eventually take over your house, but yeah. Now this is actually super freaking cool. A ZZ plant inside this metal vase cage situation. Very nice quality, but $36? My goodness, that's a no for me, guys. I can thrift this. The ZZ plant's not that expensive. Not worth it, but super cool. And now we have come to my favorite section, the clearance section. Usually I beeline straight here, but the Hoyas caught my eyes at first. I love the air plant holders. I must have missed when this was like coming out at first because these look like they're left over from Valentine's Day. I made something similar on my vlog channel, but they were plant markers, like on a little stick. Honestly iconic. The clearance section was full today, fully stocked. This was heavy as heck, like my wrist was about to fall off. It's a heavy glass bottom with a ceramic top. Of course, more air plant holders. These things always go on sale. I want to say that's a llama. A cute little wiener dog. And look, propagation vessels, the glass ones that I was just talking about. Either these are from last season or a few that the plants don't look too good in, but yeah, they always go on sale and it's much more affordable to just wait for them to be on the clearance rack, honestly. This one was super cool too. And look at this, the exact same golden pothos that I just picked up over there, but these are half off, so only $7 for basically a healthy plant. Like, I didn't see anything wrong with these. Maybe a couple of blemishes on a few leaves, but they look totally fine. They looked like they could have been over on the full price section for sure. A few more sale items, including these Venus flytraps. Does anyone have any tips on these? Because I always see them, and I do love my pinguiculas, which catch a lot of fungus gnats. I'm always curious about them, but they seem a little bit difficult to keep alive. This peperomia was super interesting looking. Like, what the heck is going on here? They look like little trees or something. Look at this little boot. Obviously, it's a Valentine's Day leftover, but how adorable. And I almost got this cat one because it reminds me of my cat, Kit Kat, but it had like a chipped nose, so I left it. Love this bubble planter right here. So cool. And then I paused because I was like, what the heck is this? I've never seen this plant in my entire life. I don't know how to say it, but it's Selaginella, something like that. It looks super fuzzy, like a bush, and it says it's ideal for terrarium, so I might have to come back and get it because I'm a little bit terrarium obsessed lately. And then we have the absolute star of the show, this massive golden pothos, which I have an exact one just like this in my February favorites video because I have one at home already. But oh my goodness, look at the size of these leaves, and the variegation is insane, you guys. I need to know what the heck they are feeding these pothos. Seriously. And it was only $20. Next up, I have this painted lady philodendron on a moss pole. I like the way this looks. It looks really full, really bushy. It's kind of giving me some styling ideas for my own plants at home. And another little Hoya. Look at this one. It's got like a ceramic bird. I am loving the little dangling charm. I'm gonna have to recreate this somehow at home. Crafty video coming soon. Maybe I'll put that up on my crafty vlog channel though. But yeah, such a cute little thing. Speaking of Marantas, you guys, look at this absolute monster of a Maranta. Like, if I'm gonna get a Maranta, I'm gonna get something like this, like a very full hanging basket. This is worth every penny, by the way, which I think was like $20. Not bad at all. I love it. Apparently they're a lot more forgiving than their cousins, aka the Calatheas. So yeah, I think I might have to come back and get this. All right, last stop, Home Depot. I had some more time on my hands and I thought, why not? They tend to have really good deals on their plants and a wider selection for the most part. Once again, fully stocked. I walked in and I felt so good because, like I said, I haven't been to the plant stores in months, and it seemed like the last few times they just didn't have a lot on the shelves. First up, this is what I like to call floor plants, because when they get this big, where else are you going to put it, right? They have to pretty much live on the floor. Ficus shiverianas are my favorite ficus, by the way. They also had a nice fiddly fig selection. They looked really healthy, lots of new growth, some snake plants. Basically, the I'm becoming an adult plant parent starter pack over here. Prices were around $27 to $40, which honestly, for plants that size, isn't terrible. They also had a ton of these goldfish plants, and the leaves are so shiny. Apparently, I'm a sucker for anything shiny. I love these. They're so waxy, and I thought there weren't any blooms, but then I spotted this one. It's so cute. It literally looks like a little goldfish with the mouth and everything. If you've never seen this, I suggest you Google it, because imagine this plant covered in these. Like, everywhere. I think I might have to go back and get one of these eventually. It's just so adorable. They also had some small little starters. This Tradescantia was different. I don't know the different names for like the different varieties, but this one's definitely different than the one from Lowe's. It's more silver and green, but the undersides are this really bright fuchsia. Also spotted a Dracaena. I have this one. I forget the name. I want to say it's like dragon something or lime something. I just love the way it grows. It looks like a little hurricane, super curly and twisty. If anybody ever asks you why you're into plants, show them this. It improves mood, reduces fatigue, and lowers stress. We know what's up. Us plant parents, we know the deal. I actually do want a spider plant in my collection. I think I'm going to pick one up closer to springtime because I want to put it on my porch. I think it'll do really well out there, but right now it is way too cold, so I'll have to revisit that idea later on. Some Paleas, the pass it on plant, apparently according to the tag. If you need a good plant to gift, Get this for yourself and wait for the pups to grow because they throw out babies like nobody's business and you can propagate them really well. That cactus, by the way, was so cool looking. I just had to take a closer look. You cannot tell me that this is not meant to look like a basketball. But imagine it covered in a bunch of little mirror tiles like a disco ball. How cool would that look? I love these little succulent gardens too. Look at the little terracotta dishes. They're so shallow. I love it. I think this would make a great gift, assuming that person has a good windowsill or a nice grow light. How adorable would that be on a desk? They had a lot of string of things as well. String of turtles, string of pearls, string of dolphins, string of bananas, just basically anything you could think of they had. Not a lot of hang time on these just yet. I've seen very lush ones available, so I would wait if you're looking for a full planter, but they had a nice variety. Then I spot the Selaginella again. I hope I'm saying that right, but how cool is this? I feel like it's a sign. I think I have to come back and get this. It is so fuzzy, so fun to touch. And once again, another massive golden pothos. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is a sign. I was already thinking about getting it from Lowe's. Kind of regretted not grabbing that one because it was trailing a lot more than this. But I took this as a sign. I could not leave it this time. Love it. Clearly, this one has to come home with me. This is reminding me that I kind of want another lemon lime. Mine's kind of perished a little bit over the winter, so I only have a few small propagations from my original mother plant, but I really miss the big, lush basket look. So I don't know. I might come back as well for this because I just love that plant. It's so bright. I read once that ivy is an absolute spider mite magnet, so ever since then I've kind of been turned off by them, but I'm also curious, are there any ivy plant lovers out there? What do we think? Nice little Hoya Crimson Princess here. This one has the variegation on the inside, and that is how you know it's the princess. And then more Maranta. This one is following me around too, you guys. Ugh, I didn't know what to do. I almost grabbed it too. But I remember that lush one, so I'll probably go back to Lowe's. Speaking of lush, look at this Wyetii. Holy moly, mine's at home is like a little bit of a propagation compared to that. This Maranta right here always reminds me of watercolor paint. Like, doesn't that give you watercolor brush strokes? I don't know. Somebody painted these, I'm sure. Super pretty. Also, the floor was basically a swimming pool today. It must have been freshly watered. It was kind of annoying. I almost slipped in one puddle too. Some really pretty philodendron. I don't know what this one is. It reminds me of the Painted Lady, but I don't think it is. Another Hoya. Really nice. I love the ones that have the veining like this. So pretty. I believe this is a silver dragon alocasia. Again, not a type of plant that I'm super familiar with. I have a few in my collection, but this one looks so cool to me. Almost fake. I'm always curious about these Ficus benjaminas because they're so cute. Look at the little leaves. But literally, as I'm holding it, you'll see a leaf falls off, and that is so on brand. These things are so dramatic. Time for some more Hoyas. I really tried my best to grab this one right here because I wanted to take a look and obviously inspect it, but it would not let go of its neighbor. It had somehow grown intertwined. I tried for a couple minutes, but I was also filming one-handed, so I gave up. But I found a Crimson Queen, and as you can see, the variegation is on the outside. Look how pretty the new growth is, you guys. It's pink! So pretty, and that is definitely a bug on there, but we're ignoring that. I didn't actually grab this one, so it's fine. So I already have the Raven ZZ, which has these really dark leaves, and I have the regular ZZ, which is just like the nice green, almost like a jade green. But this Chameleon ZZ specifically is like the next best thing, and it's on my wish list. I didn't pick it up today, but I'm absolutely going back because I haven't actually seen it in big box shops before. So yep, I will be coming back for you. More Ficus floor plants. They had the Taneke, the Burgundy, the Ruby. They also had Shiverianas. Love all of it. I recently did a terrarium video, finally, and it went really well. So I have a few more options as far as glass vessels to put the plants in, and I did a little internet vote. Pretty much everybody said I should do the glass lamp next. So I'm here looking for some tiny little starter plants that would do really well inside of the next terrarium. So I was looking at these Phetonias naturally. This Maranta is really cool, but way too big for a terrarium, at least for the vessels that I have. Same deal with the Pothos, Pearls, and Jade. It would just grow too big. The purple waffle plant literally says it's good for terrariums, but I ended up grabbing this pink Photonia instead, and then this white and green one as well, because I feel like I could get a lot of little tiny babies from this and split it up. All right, time to check out. I did grab a Hoya as well, and you guys, this is me walking back to the plant section because I looked a little closer. This thing was infested. You can't really tell in the camera, but it had, I believe, thrips. Maybe it was a fungus gnat, but it also had mealybugs, so absolutely not. I went back and grabbed one that didn't look like it had any active pests. Of course, I'm going to treat them anyway, but I'm not going to buy something that looks infested already.
Okay, so as you just saw, I did grab the massive golden pothos. You guys, I just cannot get enough of this plant. She is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And I'm planning on putting this on the opposite side of my couch. I have 2 shelves above my couch. That is where the first one lives. So I feel like it'd be really nice to kind of have symmetry. So that's where I'm planning on putting this bad boy. I love it. So gorgeous. Have to treat it for pests for sure and have to quarantine it for a little bit, but that's the first plant that I got. Very excited. And as you saw, I did grab the Hoya Crimson Queen. This one doesn't have any visible pests, but after what I saw, and of course it's from a big box shop, I'm definitely going to be treating this one as well. But this is a very cute little starter plant. I'm happy that I bought it because it's one that has been on my list, but I always just see the Crimson Princess in stock, so which I already own. I have several little propagations from that. I had it for years, but yeah, I finally have a queen. Super, super cute. And then finally, I did grab 2 Phoetonias because once again, I am planning on doing another terrarium build, so I think these will look really nice, especially because it'll add some color. Besides the moss, the green moss, and the brown driftwood, I think this will look really, really nice in there. Honestly, I think this was what I would call restraint because there were so many more plants I wanted. I wanted that super lush Maranta from Lowe's. I wanted that Chameleon ZZ. What else did I want? I wanted that global green pothos, but for that price, hard pass. Either way, I think I showed visible restraint, but I'm very excited with what I got. I really hope you enjoyed shopping with me today. And if you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It really helps my channel out and I appreciate you so, so much when you do. Also, I post weekly here on YouTube all kinds of planty things. So if that's your vibe, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss my next video. Also, let me know below if you saw any plants that you would have personally grabbed. What did you have your eye on? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below and I will see you in the next one. Bye!